go to the practice. I will continue where I left last week to talk about how to sustain the mental health based on the first chapter Yoga Sutra Patanjali. And I already talked a lot how Patanjali giving them different antidotes. The first chunk, the beginning of the first chapter, he talked about specifically we apply a method called Abhyasa and Vairagya. That means whenever our mind gets rippled, whenever our mind gets oscillated. Remember, the chitta vritti is not really think that the waving is coming from something external. It also can be internal. Your past memory, smriti, one of the chitta vritti. Something trigger your past memory. You see something like trigger your mental thoughts, then it started like a waterfall. Tap open, so many thought processes coming, cannot stop. It's just flowing. This is also part of the chitta vritti. So anything's coming from outside or inside, both are fine. So we need to remember how to deal with that particular mental oscillation. One option he gave, that's the biggest option we need to work on in the long term. Abhyasa Vairagya. Practice some antidotes specifically with that particular chitta vritti. What you disturbing your mind, you need to specify. Okay, it's not something general. Whenever I cross the cheesecake shop, my minds get disturbed, for instance. So I need to find, okay, cheesecake is the problem. Whenever I heard the word cheesecake, my minds start to ripple. So cheesecake is my issue. So I need to work on with how to deal with my addiction towards the cheesecake. Some of students know this is my long-term story. So you apply this antidote towards the cheesecake, and then you let go of this expectation. So these actions, abhyasa means you do your task without expecting a return. Because for me it took like at least 4 years, 3.5 years, 4 years really to deal with these cheesecake addictions, Then finally now it's fine. But it takes a long time. Sometimes my father said this vairagya is helpful because whenever we do some actions, the benefit from that action might come next life. You never know. Next life, not this life. Okay, next life. So maybe next life I will born as a female form somewhere else, we don't know. Or maybe a dog, I don't know. So whenever we do the actions without expecting the return immediately, that is the big trouble. That's he talking the main beginning of the first chapter. And then later period he also giving more antidotes. I already start to talking 2 weeks before. The first antidote, to see the reality as it is. Ishvara Panidana. That means whenever you are realizing some problems or some issue caused by external circumstances or internal circumstances, these circumstances you don't have the power to change. You just let it be as it is. That means Ishvara here means everything are manifested in the cosmos are in the best way. So we cannot complain. Why the train delayed 5 minutes? Maybe the train stopped in the middle of the track because the cow wanted to pass by. For the benefits of the cow. We are only thinking of us, but of course we don't know why the train in India happens. Sometimes the train comes half an hour later because we don't know. Maybe somewhere the train stopped because the cows are passing by in the track. I don't know in Europe happens these kind of things. Probably not. Yeah? Then everything happens in a good, I would say not good, everything happens in the best way. Sometimes we only see from our perspective. The moment you open up and see in a bigger picture, everything happens in the best way. That's why Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, so you don't complain, everything happens in the best way. Even it can be unpleasant situation, it's happened for a reason, because you will learn the lessons, you will improvise your progress in your sadhana. So this is the first antidote which is giving I started talking 2 weeks ago, Ishvara Panidana. See things as it is. And then the last week I giving a second antidote. We also dealing with the mental ripples with the vibration. So let's say your mind oscillates, your mind get disturbed. You can choose vibration, for instance a sound. So whenever you listen to the sound, any kind of a vibration, instruments like this, a gong, or any things are producing vibration, it can help you cooling back your mind waves towards the natural state. Or another terms, he said we use the method of the pranava om by chanting. Chanting A, chanting U, chanting also can reducing enormously the state of the mind. The mind get calm and rooted. Some people think that chanting Om, 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 I cannot really resonate with that because maybe you are not part of the culture. Om could be a little bit like a more Indians or more Oriental. You can choose instrument, like say this one, or somebody like a guitar, or some people play like a violin only pizzicato. Pizzicato. Any musicians here? You know, they're not using this stick. I don't know how they call it. Sorry, I just say that stick. They only use the finger ting 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 like when they play sitar or anything. So this kind of a tone I experience whenever I go to some concert. The moment come to the pizzicato, they want only playing this some notes, only string. It's enormously creating balance to the mind. Can be that guitar. Maybe piano, a single instrument, maybe flute, we don't know. Any instruments, creating one instrument, creating continuously some sound, and this sound and vibration can cool your mind. That is the second step. Not only by chanting Om, because the Om sound rooted, even all instruments, whatever instrument you play, everything will lead to the pranava Om, A, U, sound. Okay, that's the second one. The third one, which I am talking this week, is he giving another antidote, is a Ekatattva Abhyasa, is a Sutra number 32 and 33. Ekatattva Abhyasa. Ekatattva Abhyasa means you choose one principle and you apply in your day-to-day life. So principle here means we are humans, okay? As a human form, we need to have some sort of a discipline, ethics and principle. Okay, generally we have many principles, but in yogic context, we need to apply certain principle because this principle enormously developing the strength of the mind, strength of the emotion. And you don't need to choose all of them. In a long term, you choose one, you're working on with one, and then you add second one, third one, fourth one. There are 4 principles listed, Patanjali's in the Sutra number 33. I think Buddhists also talk about this 4 principles as a Chatur Bhavana, 4 attitudes or 4 attributes. And this is very important, especially nowadays in a modern world. And what is the 4 attributes or 4 principles we need to apply in our life? The first one is the Maitri, friendliness. Being a friendly to you, be friendly with the others. Friendliness means it's a pretty sounds like very easy topics, but it's quite important in our day-to-day life, especially living in the city. Being a friendly, especially some situation happen like unfavorable, but you still need to be friendly. Okay, unfavorable. You are maybe late. You're not pushing, shouting to somebody. Everybody experiences. You know, this is unfriendly. I know in Berlin we have more unfriendly people in this. So we need to cultivate more friendliness. Even you look somebody in the street, smile. Smiling, this is an act of friendliness. To the strangers, you're smiling, you're not losing anything. Your tooth's not going to fall. Okay? That's in India we have a term, we say, if you smile, your tooth's not going to fall. Yeah? And this is one of the qualities I see in Asia, Southeast Asia for instance. People like to smile even to the strangers, you know. They don't know you and they just smile and greet you. In these cultures are disappearing a little bit. This is an act of the friendliness because the more friendly you are towards external world, this friendly also towards yourself. Automatically this builds some strength, mentally strength, because whenever you have some problem, this act of friendliness will reduce the effect of this mental waving. This is a Maitri. The second one is the Karuna, compassion. Compassion towards yourself, compassion towards the others. Okay, compassion not to get mistake with the pity. Pittiness, it means you are sufferer. Compassion means you are not sufferer. Compassion means you have this good attitude from your heart, your intentions good, and you don't suffer. The moment you see somebody like to easy understand, compassion you always related with the suffering. If you see some suffering, and this action towards the suffering is a compassion act. We do all the time blinking the eyes. Everybody blinking the eyes, isn't it? This is an act of compassion. We call genuine compassion. This is the basic goodness. In all the ancient texts, they say these all automatic reactions is some sort of a form of the compassion, because if you don't blink your eyes will burn. If I'm sitting like this, like 2 hours, I'm also like to recross back again. This is also act of compassion, because I don't want to suffer. This is small compassion action towards you and towards others is another tool you can apply enormously so that the mind gets stronger. I mean stable. Compassion, Karuna. The third one is the Mudita. Mudita is a genuine glad, genuine happiness, genuine being joy. You see, some people are always cool and happy without drugs. Okay, genuinely happy. And this genuine happiness means even they can be poor, even they're begging in the street, but they're genuinely happy. I see sometimes in the third countries like Southeast Asia, even in India, they in a condition, I compare myself, I'm much more privileged, but they're much more genuinely happy, whatever they have. Maybe they stay in a small hut, probably they're happy. They're happy to have one meal per day. They're happy to have a clean water to drink from the tap. They're happy, there are fresh air to breathe. They're happy today, finally the weather not too hot. You know, all these small details we take for granted in a modern developed society. This is the act we need to apply more into the yoga sadhana. Or for big gratitude, so you managed to come to the class and practice today. You know, you have this intention, you want to come to practice, and maybe Uber doesn't work. They have strikes. Or you coming, something happened in the middle of the way, something accidents happen. You know, you be grateful even a small things coming to you. Maybe the neighbor pass by and then ring your door and giving a piece of cheesecake. Be grateful, this unexpected gift, you know. This kind of small thing, you feel grateful, but you're not clinging on that. Oh, hoping that tomorrow also she will give me cheesecake. No. It just happens, you know. This kind of small gratitude, being genuine happiness in whatever we are having, this means mudita, genuinely happy, genuinely joy. And this also not for you, it's also for others. If you see your friends are doing good, he's happy, you're sharing the happiness. Not in a jealous way, but you're genuinely happy. But sometimes can happen like, how can the person we can do, I cannot do it. Comparison, it's not mudita. Mudita means genuinely I'm happy for you, even though I cannot do it. This is the third quality. And the fourth quality, Upeksha, this I think also important. Indifference, seeing things between two qualities, between pain and suffering, good and bad. Or another way I say, without discrimination. I don't know, is the right way in English say that undiscrimination? No. Undiscrimination? Indiscrimination. Okay, indiscrimination. That means everything you're seeing in your life, you don't discriminate. For you, also for others. Especially in the Berlin, we have a society with many different people, different color people, different country people, LGBT people, LGBT plus people, you know, so many people, everything, and you don't put this label, concept, categorizations, all these things. This means indifference or indiscriminative. This attitude towards others and you to not discriminating, good and bad, this is another good qualities because the mind gets stronger and not stop waving. Today, I'm not okay, I can do practice up to this moment. I will do that. I'm not pushing so hard until I see everybody doing that, Krishna doing that, I will do it until you break, ended up with the pain and suffering. This means discriminative. You're really discriminating overwhelming your limits. This is a discriminative. You need to observe, this is my limit, this is my feelings. Today I'm a little bit low energies. I will do according to my situation. This means you are listening to you. You're not victimized, At the same time, you do something to keep the tracks move forward. This means indiscriminative. Good. These 4 principles, you choose one. You see this a lot. Impossible to apply all of them. That's why Patanjali says Eka Tattva. We need to choose one principle, apply in your practice, apply in your daily life to see how much strength it's creating for your mind, so that its mind not get easily disturbed or easily get distorted. Clear? For today practice, you can today practice